Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good. Today I've got my journal. I've got some stuff written down here that I will be sharing with you guys. Um, I'm all putting on my black clothes, getting ready to head out to go to work. But before I head to work, I thought about dropping this video because it's been on my mind, I think, for the longest. I even write it down on my journal, but sometimes, I take time, hesitate with my creation. But yeah, but today I want to put my bros on some gains, on some things that I've actually observed in my own world right here, in my own reality right here, about the modern day society lady, quote unquote, she knows. And I think that will be my thumbnail. The modern day society lady, quote unquote, she knows. I don't know if any one of you have actually heard that song by J. Cole, She Knows. If you haven't, I suggest you listen to that song because, yeah, she knows, man. And this video is not to criticize or to judge any female or to judge anyone. This video is actually intended to actually share more light to my brothers out there who are like me, especially the good men. Because bad men already know what it is, what time it is. They know what time they're on. You don't have to tell them nothing. They already know. But this video is actually intended to actually find good men who are actually suffering, who are actually, wondering, with their life, with their relationship, kind of like suffering. Um, yeah, she knows, man. And I've said it in the past. There are two type of women. Either she's good or either she's bad. They are not. I've never come across a weak woman ever. Why? Because women are super, super calculative. Women are super spiritually aware of what they are doing. And when I talk about spirituality, I'm not talking about some spirit hanging out somewhere. I'm talking about using their head. Women oftentimes use their head. They are super calculative. They're intelligent. Maybe when it comes to physical strength, yes, we men, we're muscular, we're more physical strength, powerful than them. But when it comes to mental resilience, I don't believe, hey, men have it high here, women have it low here. I just believe women, especially in this modern day world, contrary, I think women are super, super resilient than many modern day men because of the way society have actually brainwashed men to actually believe in, and how society have actually, I believe we live in a society whereby now, it's more about there for women, men, F you, nobody cares about you. That's what I heard. That's what I've noticed. Nobody cares about men. We live in a world whereby it's more, in a society whereby it's more. So women, when it comes to mental resilience, I don't think so. Any gender have it more. Like women are super super aware. They're super super intelligent, and I say she knows because with women, as much as I say she knows because definitely she knows exactly what she's doing. As much as a woman is spiritual as well, as much as she might present herself maybe by crying, by showing her emotions, by by whatever means, I want to let you know that she knows. When it comes to women, 9 out of 10, they are always super aware of what they are doing. Maybe now they get caught or something happened along the way. She might show her emotion to actually say, "Oh, I'm so." She knows what she's doing. So in this video is just here to bring you to shed some light, into what I've actually seen about, of what I've actually seen and experienced about the modern day society women. It brings me back by saying, I was having a chat with my brother a couple months ago. I recently just turned 31 couple days ago. But my brother is telling me, hey, you're getting old. When are you gonna get married? And we start, having conversation about marriage and stuff like that. My brother has been married for like 10 years, 10 years now. And marriage is doing solid okay, as but he was talking to me about, whenever the time comes, I shouldn't get married. I shouldn't settle down with a woman who give me the best sex. I was like, What is he talking about? Like, why shouldn't I get married? I mean, it's that's part of it. Why would I get married to a lady who, she's boring and all of that? And he was telling me out of experience, I shouldn't get married to a lady who is far too exposed sexually. That, yeah, the sex might be good, but definitely when she's too exposed like that, she would definitely not respect you because there's nothing new you can definitely teach her because she's been with many men. She's had different perspective about experience and all of that. He was telling me it is better for me as a man to definitely be exposed, gain that experience. So whenever you're ready to settle down, you can actually have that knowledge to lead your woman. But don't let your woman be too exposed, or don't let your woman to be sexually exposed like that, because she's been through that all of that cycle over and over again. And for a marriage to last, I believe women actually play a huge impact in it. If a woman say, let's work it out, definitely things can still get worked out. But if a woman say, I'm done, there's nothing a man can do about it. So he was giving me its own insight about marriage and the kind of lady I should actually look out for. Like, and again, and one thing with the modern day is like we oftentimes I think this is what many men settle for: the looks, the better sex. And I've said it before: there's no how good you are in bed that you can actually overpower a woman. If a woman is into you, trust me, she's ready to give you more than enough of that. But yeah, man, she knows. And I was even talking, I'll tell you a quick story. I was even talking to one of my classmates in high school back in Nigeria. We was talking, and she told me if a man could lay with her, that man has actually lost his respect. He like there's no more respect. Now she and the man are on the same level. There's no more respect. And this is a lady that haven't even traveled outside of Nigeria. And I'm deep down, I'm thinking like United States has a huge influence on the whole world in general. Like all the way in Nigeria, this is not how we are brought. This is not our culture. This is not what we stand. This is not our Africa. Like, when you hear Africa, you hear the motherland, you hear people who are rooted in their, in their history, in their background. But this lady telling me if a man could actually have sex with her, there's no more respect. And I know, but even though I wasn't born in the olden days or anything like that, my grandma told me story how women are more submissive, women are more um they pay attention, they do almost everything for their men, so for their men to be happy. So it's just different with the way modern day has actually brainwashed our modern day society lady. And she knows as much as I've said women are spiritually aware, calculative. One thing I know is that when it comes to spirituality, that money does not mean anything. Your looks, your physical body. Even though me right now, people say you're a good looking man. Dude, I'm a man. There's nothing good looking. What is good looking is me taking care of me, being responsible, doing my thing, making sure my family's good. I don't care about my looks. Anything I want to do, if he's picking up garbage, I am going to do it. And one thing I've realized about the modern day woman, as much as she is spiritually aware, she only cares about the physical things. Either the physical thing, either you having money, you having a nice car, you having a nice house. That's why some people say, a woman makes the one a home. Yeah, she's the one. She don't know how that home get there. The struggle you've been through, how to actually build that home that she now come in to actually make it peaceful. This is not to discredit women at all. I will always say that there are good women, there are bad women. This is me talking about the bad women. How modern day have actually brainwashed them into whatever belief that they want to believe in. And I've forgotten where I actually started from, what I actually was saying. But yeah, as much as she knows, she only cares about that car. She cares about external things, even though she knows that money does not make a man a good man, even though she know your looks itself does not make a does not qualify a man to be a responsible father or to be a responsible husband. But you know what? That is what oftentimes these women settle for.